Glory be, it's 2015, and what better way to start a new year than with some crap we used to look at on this channel years ago, presenting to you yet another pop station. Now, pop stations are a bit of a blast from the past, but it's how this channel kind of started, and so we'll have a quick retrospective of the pop station. A pop station is a handheld LCD game that doesn't always use LCD technology, sometimes uses a weird sort of light-up technology, where it plays a really appalling game, which basically you can't even make any sense of, let alone play, usually. Often it's in some sort of housing that makes it look like a rip-off of an existing games console, but the important thing is, it's the same few games recycled over and over again. I think we've seen them all throughout the years, except Chanticleer Hegemony, which is a name that still haunts my dreams. But anyway, the fact remains, it's time for a bit of a retrospective, and what better way to retrospectify the pop station than to get one that seems to have all the basic games with it. I've had this bloody years, and it's time to bring it out of its incredibly plain white packaging. 8-in-1 changeable program. I don't know who it's not suitable for, it's been ripped off. It probably says not suitable for Stuart Ashen or something, and it'll kill me as soon as it comes out. Also supplied by Clean Ease Limited, which is an amazing thing. I think it's one of those companies that lead where people come around and, you know, stick a crappy catalogue full of overpriced tut through your door, and then you have to leave it on your doorstep so they can pick it up later, because you can get the same stuff in Poundland, whereas they're charging £9 for it. It is... Actually, there's no name for it. 8-in-1 changeable program, I suppose. But anyway, the important thing is, it is a pop station with interchangeable games, and it looks like a massive Game Boy Advance Micro. Which is an odd thing, if you think about it. The whole point of the GBA Micro was very, very small, hence the name Micro. Whereas this is a thing of quite massiveness in contrast. Just realised how scratched the front game is, never realised that. Right, what have we got? Joypad, which actually isn't that bad. I've actually used joypads on proper consoles, which are worse. Oh, I don't know, actually, it doesn't move down that well. It's a little bit spongy, but not actually that bad in action. The buttons are quite good as well. You've got B and A. Sadly, no Baracus, but we can only hope for that in a later version. You have fake buttons on top, of course, because shoulder buttons have no place in the world of the pop station. In fact, if I remember, really, the B button doesn't do much either. You've got an on-off button, an SP button for salt and pepper, the favourite beat combo of the people who make pop stations. Now, do you know, I can't remember what that does now. I think you press it and eventually you can play. A sound button and a reset button. But most importantly, there's this button at the top that makes the game flop out and then fall on the floor, and then I have to retrieve it whilst I don't know really where it is and kill time by just talking so we don't get dead air, and then eventually I find it and put it back in again. Right, Street Overlord. This is... oh god, this really is scratched up actually. This is the classic pop station game. It is the most obviously seen. In fact, I think if you go into Pound World at the moment, you can get a version of Street Overlord. I am not joking. We may look at those later in the year, if I particularly want to torture myself for some reason. Now, Street Overlord, also known as City Fighter, is like a rip-off of Street Fighter 2 made by idiots. Big idiots. Seriously, it's awful. Let's demonstrate. Yep, actually says City Fighter at the top. Basically, there's a man on the left and a man on the right, and for some reason, they don't like each other very much. We'll make this a bit quieter. Yes, we can. As you can see, they squeal a lot while jumping around and hitting each other, except inexplicably they can fire their arms and legs at each other from across the actual playing field. I think that's supposed to be like a fireball, only it isn't. So you can start the game, which I believe is the old SP, or look, you can choose between flashing right man, oh, and then immediately start it. I did badly there. I love the way they wave their arms at each other before you begin. I am the man on the right. Eat my flying hand, jerking weird Ryu stroke Guile mashup, and basically all you can really do is hammer buttons and occasionally move to the left a bit, but not really, jump in the air a bit, and occasionally things bleep. Eventually somebody dies, often the person playing it. I have no real idea as to any strategies for this game, and as I said in war games, the only way to win is not to play. And now I flashed on off and disintegrated or something. He's making wanker signs at me because he won, you cheeky monkey. Right, off you go. And let's try one of the other popular Pop Station games. Let's take them out at random, mainly because they're facing the other way, so I don't know what they are. Sea and Aviation War. You thought a sea war was bad? Wait until they stick some aviation in it too. So I'm guessing this is probably a version of submarine invasion. Actually, I'm going to cheat and look at all the games, which you can't see from here. Yes, I think this is more frequently known as submarine invasion. Basically, there's some submarines, right? And they've had a bit of an argument with the old flying people in their aeroplanes, and everyone must kill each other. I don't know what you're all laughing at. It's better than the plot of the last bloody Jason Statham film. Right, turn her on. My God, it's like Daft Punk are in the room with me. And, yeah, I press the old salt and pepper to begin. Basically, you are this small submarine who moves left and right and fires up at the jerking mess in the sky, which we laughably call planes. You can also shoot straight forward and move up and down. If I remember, neither of those things are particularly useful, since nothing ever seems to come at you from the left, but in fact, I'm not sure it ever does, looking at the actual possible positions of the LCD there. The thing is, this isn't actually that bad a game as compared to the others, in the sense that you can see what's happening and work it out. I think actually this is the most similar to the old LCD handheld games our parents would give us to stop our incessant mewling. So that's air, sea, aviation, war, conflicts, everything else you can possibly think of, usually called submarine invasion, as I say. Eject. Wow, that's actually the most fun you can have with it. Basketball. Oh my giddy aunt. I hope none of my aunts are giddy. That would be horrible. Right, a quick story about this one. I took this one on a thing we recorded once for, I can't remember who it was for now, but it was with Armstrong and Miller, the comedians, and I got Ben Miller to play this, and he played it at length, trying to work out how to actually score a goal, and eventually he did, which means he has more patience than any other man. If there's ever a war, he's got to be on our side. I think I've said that before. And now, basketball. This is basically the football game they offer you, as in soccer, except the same. I genuinely have never worked this out. You just can't really see what's happening. Brilliant. Okay, are we going? Yes, I think we are. Right, which side am I? You can't tell. I have genuinely no idea what's going on. Are we even playing? Maybe. I think I'm on the left. Oh, he's scored a hoop. There we are. I know the lingo. Right, so, yeah, this is... Oh, right, yep. Oh, he's thrown it in again. Right. Okay, how did you pass or do anything? Bad game. Naughty game. Don't you ever do that again. Yeah, that was not very good. But don't worry, we can now soothe us. We can now soothe ourselves with football, which, if I remember, is exactly the same, just with slightly different graphics. I'm wrong, because it goes vertically, and it's got cheerleaders, you know, just like you don't get in soccer, and the music's different. And I think the goal sort of appears and disappears. Right. Brilliant. So again, there's almost no way to work out which side you're actually on, or if the controls are working, or what's happening. It's basically a mass of flashing men, which is, you know, if you ever do see a mass of flashing men, call the police immediately, because, you know, something bad is going on there. I have no idea if I'm even playing it. I genuinely don't know. It's just, here's some men flashing. There's a ball that flies around. What? Did something happen there? Am I even playing? I genuinely can't tell. The computer doesn't seem to be scoring without me. Let's try pressing SP again. No, apparently the game is going. And, what? I've got to score vertically, horizontally. S would apparently be start and pause. That was it, I'd forgotten. Oh my God, something's happened. It says goal in the bottom. That means all football has ended forever, I've decided. Wow, that one doesn't get any better, does it? Well, in my memory, that and the basketball game were the same, and in fact, that one was vertically oriented, and the other was horizontally oriented, as much as that makes any sense. Next up, ski. Ski! Hey, it's phonetically correct. That's the best type of connect. Correct, even. I don't know, I just thought of the Kinect. Probably because this is the only thing less fun than it. Right. Beethoven's Ode to Pain as we begin. Jerking down a hill, maybe? I don't know. Start. Such excitement. Am I playing that lump of rock? What's going on? What? I can't... What? Am I actually on the screen? What? What? I seem to remember you had a visible skier at some point in this game. What the... Press this button and it makes beeping noises, then makes chuffing noises. What the... Hang on. I'm just going to move this up away from the camera so I can see it with my actual eyes. Ah, here we are. If you hold the button down, now we have a visible skier. And I think it's kind of responding to my controls. It's responding to somebody's controls, probably the manufacturer. He's sort of sitting up in bed somewhere, using The Shining to control it. Well, here we are. This just... Can you change gear or something? Why isn't he going fast enough? He's doing that again. Oh god, something's happening. What happened there? What? God, this is even more confusing than I remember, and that is saying something. Well, thank you, Ski. That was about as tasteful as your yoghurts. Right, next up, Skateboat. I do not remember Skateboat. Skateboat? Ah, it means skateboard, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't remember a skateboarding game. There probably was one. Frankly, I can barely remember what I had for breakfast. This is the skiing game again. This is blatantly the skiing game again. They've just changed the skier for a speedboat. A bit like that old Live and Let Die game for the 8-bit computers, if you remember back that far. Might have been an Atari ST version too. Probably Amiga. I'm putting off playing this, can you tell? Right, this is clearly exactly the same game logic as the skiing game. Great. And I've just realised, skateboat is not skateboard, is it? It really is a board made out of skate or something. Possibly the fish skate. Just got a load and stuck them together. Ah, here we are. Oh. How do you go above 88? Come on, we need to reach 88 miles an hour so we can go back in time and make shit jokes about how real life isn't like 2015 all fucking year. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Please, sir, this game isn't very good. Don't worry, I'm sure Racing Car will be much better. I heard it's got a car in it, and it races. Right. It's the same bloody game again. I'd forgotten so many of them were the same. I thought 2 were the same that weren't the same, then they were. And, cool, this screen is really warped. If you make, yeah, you can make that out on the viewfinder. Look at that. I can't be bothered to play this again. For starters, your racing car doesn't look anything like a racing car. It sort of has 2 weird... It's got a Kit Kat bar stuck in the front of it. It looks more like an X-Wing fighter. May as well have just called it X-Wing and had done with it. You're just getting that weird drilling noise. Will to live. Disappearing. Is that a duck up in that corner? Can you make that? No, I think it's just a cloud formation. But don't worry, there's a rowing boat falling through the sky, so everything's going to be okay. Thanks, racing car. The only way that could be worse if it was racist car. And finally, motorcycle. Oh, good. This is going to be the same again, isn't it? Maybe we'll just turn it on. It'll be fantastic. It'll be like 1080p. Oh, I was wrong. You've given us the same game 4 times with slightly different graphics. I think that's the first time I've ever had to punch out a pop station. My God, I'd forgotten how bad they were. So there we are. There's a little bit of classic, crappy handheld action for you for 2015, where I'll be looking at much more electronic stuff because I've got a big load of it to get through. And I thought we'd start with this little walk down memory lane that has ended in a bruised knee down memory lane that has gone septic down memory lane and meant I've had my fucking leg amputated down memory lane.